We took the red-eye from Boston to Heathrow and landed a little bit before 7 a.m. in London. We immediately hopped in a black cab because we landed during the week of transportation strikes in the UK and headed straight to meet family near Battersea Park. We decided to take an Uber boat from Battersea to the Borough Market to have breakfast. This was a great first view of the Houses of Parliament for Bobby since this was his first time in London. It's also just a fun way to get around the city. We spent the first few days meeting up with family in London, so I didn't film much and it was a bit of a whirlwind, but let me give you a quick recap. Borough Market is a food market near London Bridge, and it's one of my favorite food destinations in London. It dates all the way back to the 1100s, although the actual buildings here were built in the 1850s.
Oh,
Yeah?
what about this one?
Ooh. You can spend hours just eating and drinking your way through the market. Okay, so this is strawberry banana.
Nope, just strawberry apple.
Strawberry apple banana.
There's no bananas in that.
I think she said banana.
I liked it, so there can't be.
Tastes like a strawberry Jolly Rancher.
I don't think she likes it.
It's like a strawberry Jolly Rancher.
That's not a compliment. Your compliment of the real juice is that it tastes like an artificially flavored.
The Borough Market. You guys might have heard of it, it's famous, but it definitely lives up to all the hype. So you have to come here and try a bunch of the different stalls. Oh, it's so good. So obviously just eating our way through London.
Unfortunately, I failed to find the epic elk burgers that used to be here, but it was still a great place to start off the day. The next stop of our first day there was Notting Hill and the famous Portobello Road Market that is absolutely huge on Saturdays, over 1,000 vendors. This market is most famous for antiques, but it has a ton of other vendors too. This was another place where we just spent a couple hours wandering the streets and enjoying ourselves.
Platform 17 for the 1832 South Central service to Brighton, fast to East Croydon, then Red Hill, Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges.
One of my favorite and new experiences from this trip to London was visiting Mr. Fogg's Gin Parlour. It's inside a restaurant nearby Covent Garden and it's hidden behind a door designed to look like a bookcase.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bobby. Nice to have you.
You have to specifically ask to go to the gin parlor in order to be let up there, so it's kind of for those in the know. This gin parlor has over 200 types of gin, for those of you who want twists on the classic gin and tonic. But my favorite part of this place was the super unique menu that had several in-house invented drinks that were inspired by Mr. Fogg's travels throughout the world. Good morning from London. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelsey. It's Bobby's first time in London and my 7th or 8th time or something, but I absolutely love this city. This is actually our 4th day here, but the first few days were with lots of family and just a bit of a mess, to be honest. So now we're trying to get our shit together and making sure that Bobby sees all of our favorite sites of London.
Cue the voiceover.
Every morning I have the Aberdeen coffee. It's so peaceful to just sit here on the corner and watch all the Londoners go by.
After coffee, we hopped on the tube and headed to Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is a Gothic church that's adjacent to the Houses of Parliament. All coronations of British monarchs have taken place here since the year 1066. It's also the burial place for not only British royals, but other notable British people such as military leaders, authors, and scientists, and more. The audio tour is actually really interesting, so definitely grab the audio guide if you come visit. It helps explain a lot of the architecture and the different sculptures that are in this abbey. Last, but definitely not least on this day, we took Bobby to his first play in the West End. You may have heard of Come From Away. It's a musical about the planes that landed in a small town of Newfoundland when US airspace was closed on 9/11.
Okay, so we just saw Bobby's first play in London, and my first time seeing, I don't know if you can see that, Come From Away. It was so good. What did you guys think?
Well, I recommended it because
Yeah,
I've seen
you've
it
seen it.
before, and so I'm really happy that they thought it was great. It is one of the few shows that has actually brought me to tears.
So it's about
very
a
emotional.
bunch of planes that were rerouted during 9/11 to this town in Newfoundland, like this island town. So it's just very good.
38 planes, 7,000 people to a town of 9,000. It's
Probably,
pretty.
what did you think?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Very good.
Here comes a red bus. There you go. You can tell we're in London.
There's your proof.